No, we got money through the foundation for firefighters. I'm not sure about the other
That
two.
was part of it, I think, the way it was written, wasn't it?
There were 3 different grants, or 4, that we applied for. We got 2 checks today from the foundation for whatever purpose.
Well, if it did get approved, would you please make that available to these people so they can access those funds?
The other business, we need to have a closed session, talk about prospective industry.
Mr. Chairman, I would make a motion that we go into closed session for discussions relating to prospective business or industry pursuant to Section 2.2-3711A5 of the Code of Virginia.
Okay. Is there a second?
I second.
Has been moved and seconded. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going in closed session in another room. You're welcome to stay if you'd like, but you're also free to leave.
Each one, only public business matters lawfully exempted from the open meeting requirements of Virginia law were discussed in a closed meeting to which this certification resolution applies to. Only such public business matters as were identified in the motion convening the closed meeting were heard, discussed, or considered by the Wythe County Board of Supervisors.
Is there a second to the resolution?
Second.
We'll have a roll call vote. Call.
Aye.
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 And aye. Passes 7-0. Thank you. Is there any other business now that we have to take care of before the 16th? And let me ask you this, Mr. Dahl, do we recess until the 16th, or is it going to be worth it? We will recess, okay. Any other business that needs to come forward? I got 2 hands up.
All right, go ahead, Jim. Go ahead, Jim.
I talked to the tourism committee. I think it's got the 3 to 5 year plan ready for us to review again with the changes and stuff. I'd like to get that on the agenda for the or set a work session. We can go over it and see if it approves where we can adopt it.
Sure.
Okay. Gary said they had it finished, so I take it he's got a hard copy of it.
Two things relate to tourism. Mr. Dalton, did you pick up on that governor's announced economic incentive for water and river access? I'd heard that from Department of Game and Inland Fisheries about 6 months ago that something was in the tube. I think we ought to be in a position to ask for some of that money to be spent with county for water access. According to the governor's announcement that was on TV, it's a significant amount of money. And if state parks lap it all up, there won't be any left for rivers. So if we go to Richmond, let's see if we can set up another meeting with Game and Inland Fisheries, because we got unfinished business with them. Nothing's happened, has it?
Yeah.
Okay. But if this is several millions of dollars, I think we ought to try to get some of it spent on the river. And that is a tourism thing. And the other question that I had my hand up for was, do we want to discuss this legislation because the delegate has indicated a timeline that it'll be too late. Is that correct?
Yes.
That's the way I understand it.
That to get legislation put forward on certain exits of the county in a certain area around each exit, liquor by the drink, it would have to, it had to come, it had to get to her office, she said, by tomorrow or the next day. I don't know, Celia would have to call her and talk to her and see exactly what she would want or what we had to put forward.
And it's my understanding that Smith County has asked her to do this?
Yes, Smith County is asked her to do this.
And the purpose of this is hopefully land some major restaurants like,
Yeah, like Applebee's, Ruby Tuesdays, Olive Garden, Red Lobster, Outback, restaurants like that, and some of the areas around exit 80, 81, or 80, 77.
I think Joe mentioned 84 and 86.
And even, yeah.
Well, we got sewer and water down there, haven't we? And they're buildable right now to increase the tax base. We got land there, we've invested in water, we've invested in sewer. So that, to me, would be a natural to try to develop and create more usage of the infrastructure down there.
do you want to put that before a motion that we contact?
Yes, I'd make a motion that the board explore that, have Mr. Dalton, develop the necessary documentation to have the delegate consider it.
Okay. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Moved and second. And all we're asking for right now is the delegate consider putting it as part of their package to the General Assembly this fall.
That's correct.
This, winter, I guess.
I oppose it because it's a law that's going to be used to circumvent an established procedure that the state has for citizens to decide whether or not they have liquor by the drink.
Anybody else have any discussion concerning this matter? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
No.
The ayes have it. Mr. Dalton, on an unrelated subject, well, Tim, do you have something else?
I did have, just give me a minute to talk now, maybe I can remember it.
Okay, I'll let you talk for a second. I noticed coming down here, the town of Whitfield, at the Exxon station up there, had some environmental groups pumping stuff out of the tanks and in it. And I came back through town, and they were down by the jail. Do you know anything about that?
Actually, it's the ongoing contamination that's been associated with that area. The environmental group, I think it was Marshall Miller, were over there taking samples out of the wells on the Exxon property. Then they moved across the street and taking samples off the single property.
Okay.
And it's that ongoing problem of hydrocarbons in the groundwater there. And most of the cost now there has been picked up by DEQ or EPA, whoever it is. But same problem they've always had. They've been stripping it for as long as I've been here at the county, since 1995. It seems that, I think the example they use is they think they're getting it pretty clean, then we have some wet weather that flushes it back in again. And they have to start all over the process.
Tim, did you have?
Yes, I was talking about appointments and stuff and the tourism committee, and I would welcome an extra person from the board to assist me on the tourism committee advisory board.
Harold, you have talked about tourism before. Would you be interested in being on that committee?
Yes, sir.
And I think that committee, I didn't even see the gentleman that I was supposed to going back to that, and I don't know where it is.
You got a hand up over there.
I think since you passed a mission statement with the tourism and the number, you probably need to take official action to add a member to that committee. I mean, just say that we want 2 board members now instead of 1.
Well, Mr.
And I suggested we call it the Tourism Task Force.
The motion was for tourism committee, unless you want to change that motion, I offer an amendment. And ask, Mr. Hale, I asked you if you would serve on that, and you have indicated that you would.
Yes.
You need a second to the motion?
You're not going to get any neighbor.
You're right, I probably do need a
To do,
second.
okay, I'll second Tim's motion to add a second
Has it
member.
been seconded over there? Who made the motion?
I made the
Cam made
motion
the
that
motion.
we
And you seconded.
add a second member of the board to the tourism committee.
This will not take anybody off the tourism committee. You still have, your gentleman from Retreat who resigned if you need to find an appointment for.
Yeah, all right, so I'm assuming that everybody is reappointed, the people?
Yes, I've talked to Ellen Reynolds, and I'm gonna reappoint her.
Gene, you're gonna
Yeah.
reappoint. We're-
Instead of 9 members, it'll have 10 members on it.
Yeah,
Do what?
Instead of 9 members, it'll have 10.
yeah.
And the compensation will stay the same, 0.
I was just hoping maybe one.
All right, are we ready to vote?
Well, this discussion, did I hear you're reappointing the same people on there? Everybody's gonna be on it that's been on it?
That's what I plan to do. I plan to reappoint the person I put on there. I got a letter.
It's up to
from-
individual board members.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I got a letter from, Mr. Manley from West Wind saying that everybody on that board would like to, and wanted me to bring it out, and I think I did mention it earlier, that everybody be reappointed to that,
That they wanted to be reappointed.
we wanted to be reappointed. Gene has indicated he plans to reappoint his person.
I do
plan
too.
my person, and that has agreed. Does anybody want to change a person at this time? So I assume they're reappointed.
Okay. Manley, but
Manley.
he's not up for reappointment, is he? It's not a every year thing.
Mhm, everybody.
Oh, okay. All right, I thought it was a term.
Each board member, the way it has an appointment.
Mr. Armbruster is mine.
That you plan to reappoint?
James,
I was awful glad to get that letter. David Manley.
is James your
You got
appointment?
your-
James, yeah.
I'm reappointed.
Okay.
All right, call for the vote.
All right, for those who've been called for, and I'll restate the motion as I understand it, that we add another person to that committee, and Mr. Hale has agreed to, so I'm gonna put his name in the motion, or if that's okay with the person who made the motion. Okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Okay.
Passes
I've been
unanimously.
so enthusiastic.
Is there anything else that comes before us before we have our next?
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Linda brought up the letter about the cell tower. I mean, do we need a motion to do that, or can y'all just write a letter, or?
Everybody. Look at it.
Yeah,
Sure, we can.
I think by consensus, we just, well,
Okay.
county administrator. All right, then, folks, we will not adjourn, but we will recess until the 16th at